Okay. Just gonna test my mic here. Prelim, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Farad. I made one last night in gold. But nothing yet this morning. See if I can. So I made this gold trade last night. Yeah, I've been trying to. I've been watching gold for the Asian session because I don't know. MNQ and NQ just fakes me out all the time in the overnight. So yeah, I've been trading a little gold at night. So yeah, I made a nice little trade here. Yeah, yesterday was crazy. With over 1,000-point swing in the NQ. Did everyone survive? So I made some pretty good money on my personal account yesterday, but I definitely blew a lot of evaluations trying to just YOLO them. Blew my combine, but made, and plus my funded, yeah. So it's kind of the same with me. I definitely went through. Like I was saying, I tweeted out something that I made some good money in my personal account, but I made some prop firms rich because I was just YOLOing accounts, trying to get them passed. I did pass 2 of these Tradeifys. And as you see, I took DLL on these down here. But so yeah, let's see what we got going on today. So we had news this morning at 8:30. I believe we have some news coming out at 10 a.m. Yeah, just existing home sales. It's nothing major, but yeah, prelim, I'm gonna try it. We hit the fib level, 61.8, and we may hit the 50% level in NQ. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I am, sorry, my voice is a little... So yeah, I'm going to try my YM trade today. The aggressive school run trade. But keep in mind, it is only about 30 to 40% win rate. So I have a video on it for but it's basically the Tom Hugard's aggressive school run trade, and my version of it is that I only trade it when there's 8:30 news, my time, Eastern Standard Time, and it's basically a break of the 9:45 5-minute candle. But yeah, I made a video on it. I'll post it in the chat here. It has a small win rate, but it is profitable because I'm generally going for like a 3-to-1 trade. So yeah, that's the link to the strategy. But if you want to learn the original strategy, you can just go to Tom Hugard's website, Trader Tom. So I've been trading it for a while now, like well over a year. And Tom Hugard, he doesn't really give profit targets and stuff. So this is more of a just kind of a set it and forget it type trade. Yeah, Trader Tom. That's Trader Tom's YouTube. Yeah, it could get a little wild. I don't really know what to expect. I don't know if it's going to be super volatile or we're just going to kind of compress and rest after this huge move. So this is a nice gold trade last night that I think it was 42 ticks, one mini gold on the personal account, $420. So it's something that I'm gonna start watching. It's just kind of trading around the open, the Asian session open for gold. seems to trend. Many expect correction is very hard trading. Yeah, I agree, Farad. I mean, obviously we hit all-time highs last. We keep hitting all-time highs in the NQ. So overall, I mean, we are in a bullish market, but I mean that massive correction yesterday. I mean, this is a daily candle, and that's took back I don't know, almost 2 weeks. I was expecting that. I actually tweeted out to someone that someone says, "Oh, we're going to stay on a rally, keep right up until the inauguration for the president," and I'm like, well, don't be surprised if we have like a 4% limit down day because, and the only reason why I say that is because after Thanksgiving, all the big hedge funds and the big institutions leave for vacation until after New Year's. So all that buying that was going on for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so is all just retail trading, like just, it's not big buyers. It's just what they call weak buyers. And it didn't take much for them to get shook out, and then that's why you saw a massive dump yesterday. £100 in 5 minutes, yeah. So definitely want to be careful right now. Definitely going to be patient and just wait for something solid, and I'll probably size down with NASDAQ to micros if I make any NASDAQ trades. Especially on the prop firms, because it won't take much to get smoked. Just the natural ebb and flow could just stop you out. So YM's putting in 2 consecutive inside 5-minute bars, so we're really just kind of compressing. But I am going to take that school run trade on an evaluation as soon as it pops up, and I'm going to take it with no bias. I mean, if it gets stopped out, it gets stopped out. So the last few times on stream, I had 2 setups that I did not take, and both of them went 60 points NQ in the money. And I was like, that's 120 points in 2 days, and I didn't take them. I don't know. Gotta turn down my heat here. It's getting hot in here. Oh, absolutely, Farad. That's why I haven't done it consistently every day, just because right now I'm not used to doing it, and I'm a pretty introverted guy too. I'm not even much of a talker outside of trading, so it's a little difficult. But I do enjoy the community and chatting with people, and you know, but everyone's like-minded, you know, we're all trying to do the same thing, and I enjoy going on other streams and chatting in the chat, and I just thought, well, you know, why not just try to do it myself and chat with my own chat. Thanks for yeah. In the new year, I'd like to do more, be more consistent about it. You know, but lately I just haven't been trading that well, so, and trading comes first, obviously. Not that I don't enjoy hanging out with you guys, but I mean, this is how I make a living, is trading, and it's not from YouTube, that's for sure. But I also like making content. That's kind of, I'd like to do more the long base videos and the short videos and things like that. I enjoy the creative process of thinking up different YouTube videos. Kind of gives me an outlet that's not, it's, you know, trader related, but not sitting in front of the screens. Because that's something I've been doing way too much, is sitting in front of the screens. So yeah, so and YM, this is the 9:45 candle. So what I'm gonna do is look to take a break of this candle, and win or loss. You know, it's not a very high probable trade, but when it wins very nicely. And after I get in this trade here, I'm gonna show you. I'll show you a trade yesterday that Tom had or came up with, and it was nice. It's gonna be a little tricky to get in this one. So there's gonna be a wide stop on this, so we'll see. So if this trade doesn't work, it's definitely going to be on this evaluation. This evaluation will probably be, well, we'll give up all the profits we made in that gold trade, but that's okay. If it hits, it's going to be, it should be about a $1,200 so dollar trade, $1,300. I mean, I like the short here anyway, so hopefully we can get down in this mess, and then, I mean, the Dow has been so weak compared to the NASDAQ on the daily. Let me show you that trade yesterday. And if you guys are not familiar with Tom Hugard, I put that link in the description, but let's see. Alright, so what he does is during the FOMC, he calls it the rule of 4. And so here's the FOMC candle, the announcement candle. at 2 o'clock Eastern. So what he does is he goes to a 10-minute chart. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4 candles, 10-minute candles, and then he takes the break of the 4th 10-minute candle. And yeah, I mean, you can see the break of this 4th candle here, and I mean, it was just ripped, of course, but he's back tested it for years and years and years. And yeah, it's called the FOMC Rule of 4. And you can check out, like, I sound like a shill for Tom Hugard, but he does have a lot of things that just work, and the mechanical strategies and stuff that you can just put on. And hey D, yeah, trading a little YM, doing the aggressive school run today. Just on an eval. We'll see. It's gonna be a big winner if it wins. If it loses, I also have it on my personal account too. But if it loses, it's gonna give back the gains I made in my gold trade last night. So, oh, Trading Star, what's going on, man? I'm doing all right. Survived yesterday's FOMC, so I'm doing okay. So if you're just tuning in, I'm in this YM trade. Keep in mind that it's only about a 30 to 40% win rate. But it is generally a 3-to-1. Today is not so much a 3-to-1. This candle is pretty large, but we'll see. I felt like I just kind of needed to do some non-discretionary trades today. I've been over trading like mad, trying to pass evaluations, and yeah, it's been a little bit crazy. So to me, this is like taking it easy. Now, normally, like if I'm not trading on a stream, I could place this trade and then shut off the screens and then go about my day, which is a nice thing. So this is the thing where it gets hard, you know. We're 60 points in the money, and it's like what do? You know, do you start trailing your stop? Do you just risk it for the biscuit? You know, I'm gonna just hold it because I'm already up $900 something on this evaluation. So if I lose this trade, then I'm basically break even on this evaluation. So, but when you're trading funded accounts and your personal account, it definitely gets hard. You know, right now I'm up $540 in the personal account, which is a good amount of money. But so this is where the battle of the, you know, the emotional battle comes into play. So we came right into this resistance here, and then now we're bouncing. But let's see. So it looks like ES is coming down. NQ. This is a pretty big opening range so far. It's putting in a weird kind of pattern here. I mean, definitely downtrending, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with the NQ that we don't come back and test these, you know, this weak buyers and sellers through the overnight, but we gotta get down through this level first. But yeah, I would suggest being patient, guys. And these are massive 5-minute candles. So if you're trading funded accounts, not financial advice, but if it was me, I would be sizing down a bit. These are pretty big candles. So I don't like that reaction on YM, but I'm going to stick with the trade. I think at the end of the year, I'm going to go back and what I'm going to do is calculate all the YM trades I did this year on the aggressive school run, and then see what the actual percentage is. The way I look at it, if I get stopped out today, the next time, it's a higher probability that it's going to work. It's kind of the way I've been looking at it. I've also thought about martingaling the strategy, even with micros, because I know eventually it's going to work. But that's dangerous. It's like on the daily, if I say, well, it didn't work this time. Next, say I traded one contract this time. It didn't work. The next time I'll trade 2 contracts. And if that didn't work, then the next time I trade 3 contracts. And then that one hits for 130 points times 3. I think that could actually work. Just because it's generally a 3-to-1 trade. So I didn't like that react. Oh, that was the news. So we had news. So it was just orange folder news. So that was a positive reaction on that news. So now if we have 10 o'clock red folder news, I wouldn't trade this trade. I've traded this trade where it never hit profit target or stop loss, and in that case I just close it out at 10 minutes before close of the market. So I've had it just sit there and just bounce around all day before, and especially with YM. I mean, you can get some good moves with YM, but it doesn't move like NASDAQ does. These are 50-point grids right here, and you just see the 5-minute candles. These are 50, 60-point candles. Well, that's what we want to see. don't like seeing these buyers keep wicking this up, but staying with it. I'm not going to be a dick for a tick either. So you can see why I don't move my stop on this trade, just because we would have been stopped out if I would have moved it to break even after going 50 points, which is a good chunk. Still got a long ways to go, but so I am going to take it off on my personal account just because I am up what I would have made anyway, or almost what I would have made minus the gold trade, and the gold trade last night is something that I've just been testing, and so I felt like I was a little lucky on that gold trade last night. So up $1,130 on the personal account for today. So I don't know about you, but that's a good day's pay. Let's see if we can get down here. I'm gonna see how well. So we're getting right down in this level here. Some resistance for sure. See what NASDAQ's doing. NASDAQ's still coming down. ES is coming down, so if we can get all instruments to come down, move in sync, then that'll be really good for our trade here. So I want to push the button, but this is an evaluation only, so I'm just gonna see, this is the battle. This is the battle I have with these trades. I mean, we're up pretty big on this trade, and it could literally go from this to negative 900 something dollars, $960. So this is why it's just good to like walk away on these trades sometimes. This is one of my NQ setups, and it worked this morning. So I take the break of the first inside bar on the 5-minute candle, but if you were to take this break right here, I mean, you're talking a massive candle, and you took a lot of heat. So would it have really worked? Sort of. So I'm not going to be a dick for a tick, and then look at that reaction. I was just about ready to get out. I'm going to get out there. That I got scared with that. You see that massive buy-in right there? I I got a little scared. Watch, it probably comes down and takes the... That was still a good trade. But that was unfortunate. I was just about to say I'm not going to be a dick for a tick, and then we had all those buyers come up and give this massive... I was about to take it off right here, and we ended up sacrificing 25 points. Fred, what's going on? Oh, we just took the aggressive school run trade on the YM. Worked out pretty nicely. Thanks for, yeah. So when it works well. It didn't quite get to the TP. I don't remember where our TP was now, but... But yeah, so I was just about ready to say I'm not going to be a dick for a tick, and I was about ready to take it off. And the split second I went to exit, it jumped 20 points. So it looks like we're probably going to get it. So, I mean, this is the thing, you know. I should have just stuck with the trade, but it's still a nice win. So up $1,845 on this evaluation. And unfortunately, it looks like my NQ trade, I was trying to explain it, my NQ trade setup, it's just one of those mechanical trades that I take. It's so brainless that, you know, a lot of people just think, you know, how can it work? Well, it's just something I observed one day, and it's just taking the break of the first 5-minute candle of the New York session. And as you see here, it paid, let's see if I can, oops, it's the wrong one. Is this not? Okay. The low. So I would have took a couple ticks down. So as you can see, it was 246 ticks. So, but you would have took some heat though, I think. I wasn't watching it, but I think if you would have took the break, I don't exactly know what this candle did here. Let's see the close, 586. So yeah, you would have took some massive heat though on this candle here. But if you were trading a micro, you know, you could have took this trade, took the break, put the stop above this candle, and got 60 points or so. So sometimes, like when I get into a funk, when I start over trading, when I start doing too much discretionary type trades, then I will go back to some of these mechanical type setups. I mean, another one that I've been kind of back testing is just, it's so simple, it's stupid, is just taking the break of the very first 5-minute candle of the session. And it's a little hard to see because I got this indicator, this initial balance indicator. But here's the 930 candle right here. If you just went short after the 930 candle, I mean, well, that's 100 something points. Just like that. Bang. But the problem with the 930 candle is that generally it's huge. So if, in order to place your stop, you'd have to place it above properly to take the trade, and then so you're taking a lot of heat. So if you do it with micros, then it's fine. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those dumb trades. People don't like hearing those types of trades just because they're too simple, I swear. I was listening to Trades by Slade on YouTube the other day, and he trades trend lines. And and he was just basically saying, you spend all this time trying to learn technical analysis and all this stuff, and really though, it's like, trend line breaks work. And here's one right here on the 5-minute. You got a bunch of touch points right now. You have a clear channel down, and then now we have a clear break of this channel and this trend line, and then we're going up. It's just like sometimes you just can't overcomplicate these things. And by no means I don't know shit about everything and all the technical analysis and stuff, but most of the time I can pull money out of the market. And when I don't pull money out of the market, it's just a battle between me and myself. And it's usually something I have going on outside of the markets, or it's just all psychological. I mean, technical analysis can basically be taught to someone in a day. Someone that's really engaged. And I mean, you can learn in a day from YouTube enough technical analysis and to find an edge to start practicing it, and then putting it into a evaluation or something like that. And then, but the real battle is the mental aspect of the game. It's the psychological part. I mean, that's something that I battle every day. So, I mean, I was someone that, not to get too personal, but I'm someone that battles anxiety and depression and all that good stuff, like most of the world. But I was on Xanax for years and finally kicked that. And it's just, and I think that a lot of times it's like when I start over trading and everything like that, like that's the anxiety kicking in. Like that's that urge to keep trading. I'm just kind of curious if this trade's going to work out and hit the full TP. I have a feeling it's going to. I mean, I think we were only like 10 points from hitting the full TP, so. But yeah, so I'm not a very good scalper, and sometimes I think, well, maybe, like if I was to learn like initial the IFVG, like methodical man trades, things like that for NQ, just to scalp the 10 points, and to fit my personality more. Because like holding a trade for like a YM trade like this, it's difficult for me. But I do tend to walk away from this trade if I'm trading alone. I won't sit here and stare at it. Anyone else out there trading? These are big moves. This is a little scary.
So it looks like YM, so far it hasn't hit what we had for our full TP, which our full TP was set at 130 points. I like to look between 100 and 150 points. Now, if there was a way to be able to take this trade and to hold it all day and to figure out when there's going to be a trend day, then you'd be a very rich person. But I have never been able to figure out how to predict a trend day. Let me just pull up my folder here. So you get some massive runners with this trade. I mean, 345 points, 302, 280, 631 points. Max, these are max. I always write down the max profits. We got a 440 here, 445. But the other day on the 11th, December 11th, I went in pretty heavy, and it went 105 points. I didn't take profit, and ended up getting stopped out for I think like 70 points or something like that. And I can tell you the battle when you do a trade like that, the mental battle of not going on tilt, it's hard. No, Fred, I've never traded the Russell at all. Back in the day, when I very first started, I was subscribed to a trading chat room type stream. And they traded the Russell a lot, but I never traded the Russell. No, basically all I'm trading now is NQYM, and then lately during the overnight I've been trading gold. I haven't really actually made that many trades with gold. I think I've made 2, but I've only been watching it for like a week, and yeah, we made a nice trade on it last night. Right at the open, I think it was 42 ticks. What happened to my trade of 8? It's a little scary. That was weird. Anyways, so yeah, I was trading gold last night. Made a nice trade on the personal account for like $420, and then yeah, I've been noticing that gold has been trending a lot, especially in the overnights. It's something that I'm actually getting real interested in trading. I'm not doing anything crazy yet, and YOLOing accounts or anything, but it's definitely something that I want to add to my arsenal. I just cannot trade. I especially can't trade YM at night, and I can't trade NQ at night. I've lost so many accounts or hit DLL at night trying to trade NQ, and then you start the New York session and I've already hit DLL on my accounts and I can't even trade them, and it's so frustrating. And then you start seeing setups like like the one we took this morning, in YM, and it's like you want to trade them and then you don't really have the accounts. I mean, I always have my personal account to trade, but so YM would have hit our take profit. Definitely would have hit a take profit. I think our take profit, and I don't know, I'd have to rewind the stream, but I think it was right around 930 for 130 points. So we sacrificed a little bit. And to be honest with you, I think I probably sacrificed and didn't hold it just because of yesterday. It was so wild and crazy, and it was mentally exhausting, to be honest with you. All right, let's see what we got going on. Wow. Anyone take any trades today? Is anyone in a trade right now? This is wild. I mean, not as wild as yesterday, but these 70, I don't know, I'm just guessing 70 point candles, 5-minute candles. Now, if you're probably trading 1-minute candles and scalping this is probably beautiful price action. I don't really know. I don't really scalp. I can't even look at the 1 minute. For edge driving, yeah, don't trade and drive. And I can't say that I haven't, but so prelims in his YM trade. Let's see what he's got going on. Are you long or short prelim? Short's looking nice, that's for sure. I do the same thing, Fred, when I'm driving. That's how I get my fix in. Is I'll have other streams up while I'm driving. I'll be listening to Methodical Man or Trading with Travis, or in the afternoon I listen to Cove Trader and 0 Day J. I mean, he's pretty entertaining, so he makes me laugh. The guy's nuts. And if anyone's ever visited New York City, you know why 0 Day J is just like that. You go to New York City and they sound like they're sound like when they speak, they sound like they're angry all the time. They sound like they're yelling at you. Plattsburgh. What's MTL? Sorry. Oh, New York. Oh, prelim, yeah. I don't know. The last time I visited New York City, it seemed like but I was in the tourist part. I was down in Times Square, so I know not everyone's like that. It's just because I know some people from Boston too. They're very loud. They live right in the city, and I'm kind of glad I'm not trading in this NQ today right now, because this looks a little wild. Fred's in Montreal. So, Fred, I went to Montreal. I visited Montreal back when I graduated high school with a bunch of friends, and you probably can imagine why we went to Montreal. Basically to We were, what, 18, 17, 18 years old. Yeah, we were going to the strip clubs and the bars and all that good stuff that you can't do here in the States. Yeah, it was wild, Montreal. I barely remember it, so it must have been a good time. I remember I don't smoke cigarettes or cigars. NQ is really coming down now. Looks like we're gonna. Looks like we're gonna test this area here. Probably. I don't know. Could keep pulling back all day. But yeah, Fred, so what I was saying is that I don't smoke or cigarettes or cigars or anything like that. But back when we were in Montreal, of course, we were just idiot kids. And we went to a strip club and I bought a giant cigar to go to the strip club. And yeah, I just remember the next day that I could not get that nasty taste out of my mouth. Like, it took like 2 days to get that nasty cigar taste out of my mouth. And I've never touched one since. But I would like to visit Quebec City, which is actually not that far from where I live in Maine. So it looks like NQ is really starting to rip down here. Got 1 minute before we put in that initial balance. I might switch to a different evaluation and just kind of play with that a little bit. These ones took heat yesterday in the FOMC madness. I was going in pretty heavy. This account could get blown pretty quickly with this type of movement. I only have $746 to drawdown. If I go in heavy, then prelim, you still in that trade from 66? That was a nice trade. Nice trade, prelim. Yeah, I don't know why more people don't trade YM. I guess it's just boring to them, but it is a pretty good instrument. NQ, you get that fast money. I think that's what people like. But the way I looked at it is that, so you have 9 out of 10 people that generally fail at trading and they don't come back, and then you have the 10% or so that, make a living at trading. And you see so many people, especially on YouTube, trading NQ, which I'm not saying you can't make a living at NQ, but the reason why I started trading YM was I was like, well, I'm going to try to trade what the majority doesn't trade. That was my, theory. But I'm still addicted to the NASDAQ though. Especially when I'm trying to pass evaluations or something. but it is quite difficult. So I was showing this the other day. If you look at the 4-hour chart on, well, I mean, look at that 4-hour candle from FOMC. But if you look at the 4-hour chart just from back on December 5th, and look at this downtrend. And I know I've been giving Tom Hugard a lot of props today, but he did practically, he nailed the top of YM. See if I can find it. So what day was this? I don't know, but he has a thing. I can't really find it. He has a whole thing about this 72-week cycle when it comes to the market. And yeah, so he was posting about it, and he had a live video that he was talking about a week ago, and he was basically talking about the 72-week cycle in the Dow, and he himself went short on the Dow, and yeah, he nailed it. I mean, it was just kind of crazy. If you go back and check out his streams on YouTube, he definitely nailed it. Oh yeah, so if you go to his Telegram, you can see it. See where he posted something about the 72-week cycle here. And I mean, this year it's just played out to a T. I mean, it's actually kind of crazy. Anyways, so yeah, we made over 1,000 on the personal account. I'm not gonna trade my personal account anymore today. That is it for the personal account. So that is done for today. Let's see. Let's back to the markets here. Yeah, Fred. Tom Hugard. Yep, Trader Tom. I guess I would kind of consider him my guru, my mentor-ish. I mean, I got no one else. And, I love his book. And that's kind of how I got the concept of, adding to my winning trades and things like that. But, yeah, no, he's just, he doesn't try to sell anything, and he doesn't even, he donates all his money from his book. So, it's very difficult to try to trade like him, especially with prop firms, I can tell you that. I can't say that I never have tried to follow his trades on Telegram, because I have, but it did not work out, and then I was like, this is silly, why not? If you're trying to follow someone's trades, you're just never going to succeed yourself, It's okay to practice and and get ideas and stuff. But if you're just trying to constantly copy a YouTuber's trades or some guru's trades, it doesn't work out. I've paid for signal services before, not for futures, but back when I was trading a lot of stocks. Yeah, it's a great book, Fred. It's very simple read too. Sometimes there's some I like to listen to the some clips from it, like on YouTube. Some people have clips, and then I have bookmark spots, that I'll go back. But what I like about this book is it's mostly trading psychology for the most part. It's not, all about setups and things like that. I mean, it just kind of talks about, it's like, we're all human and we all do the same. It's the reason why we all do the same things when it comes to trading. And it's amazing that it's just the human mind. We revenge trade, we add to losing trades. Not everyone, of course, but it's like new traders. We all have that same trait, those bad habits. We oversize. Just about every single trader I know has gone on tilt at least once. At least once. And my brother, he got me into the futures trading. I was trading stocks and doing a lot of swing trading and things like that. And he introduced me to futures during the pandemic, of course. He's like, "Why don't you give futures a shot?" So I did, and I saw these prop firms, but I didn't trust them. So I started trading my own money and things like that. But I opened up a TradeAvate account. I think I put like $5,000 in it and blew it up, like most people do. And I was telling someone the other day that I really wish I would have started with prop firms first. I really wish. But yeah, I know I'm doing a lot of talking today, not really talking about the markets, but markets are a little scary for me. I trade off the 5-minute candles, and these are still massive candles. I feel like it's very whippy, which makes sense after that big move. But yeah, so I opened up my own personal account. I remember the very first trade I took, I lost $500 of real money, and I didn't have a lot of money. I had just I'd got done in the post office. I was a mailman for the post office for 15 years. I couldn't take the stress no more, so I got done. While I was working at the post office, I had invested in a bunch of properties, and I ended up selling a few, and that's how I was able to kind of focus on the trading full time. But yeah, I lost $500 the first trade, and I was like, holy cow. This this is the real deal. And I ended up blowing that $5,000 easy. I blew that account fast. And I'm pretty sure that I reloaded that sucker again and then blew it. And then I found Top Step eventually. But see, back then, Top Step was 2 steps to pass and then a live. So, of course, I would only go for 150K accounts because I thought, well, I need a bigger account to make money. So I get a 150K account. TradeAvate keeps disconnecting, which is nuts. I'm kind of glad I'm not in a trade right now. And they were expensive. They were like $300-400 for a 150K evaluation, and and it was 2 steps. So you had to make $18,000 to pass an evaluation. And so I got a Top Step account, and I traded it very slowly. I didn't YOLO the evaluations like you can do now, and I ended up making $18,000 in passing and getting a live account. And back then they didn't do a sim accounts or sim funded accounts. You went straight to live. And I got that live account, and the very first day my nerves and everything were just crazy. And I remember just removing my stop loss. And we happened and I was in the red big on the live account, and Top Step would call you, and I see them calling on my cell phone, and I wouldn't answer the phone. And so so they exited my trade. They exited my trade in the losing, and it kept it from blowing up. And then so they left me a message on the phone that said, I'm supposed to answer the phone at any time. And this is Top Step, and if I don't, they're going to close out my trade. And I don't know about you guys, but it's like you don't want to listen to anyone when you're in a trade. So it's so I almost felt like I had a boss, and it was a weird feeling, and it was like something I didn't want. And so anyways, just wrap up my story here. So then the next day I blew that account. I was just mentally, I wasn't ready. And then I blew accounts left and right. And they were expensive. They were like $350, $400 for a 150K account. So, do you remember if you had a file forms? Yeah, Fred, I'm pretty sure that, you had to sign you also had to pay the CME data fee too, and that was like $150, maybe more, just to get the live data to go live. But I don't quite remember all the forms. This was back in 2021. But I remember having to pay the data fees, the professional data fees, to go live. So at least we're heading back to the VWAP here. Looks like we're going to test the VWAP. VWAP sitting pretty much in the middle of the range for NASDAQ. Not quite in the middle. This is a pretty big range. 200-point range. Opening range, anyway. We tested below. This would have been a nice little trade. Let me just go back to 10s here, the points. So if you're a scalper, this was a nice little scalp through the IBL, and then nice rejection out of it. It's still nothing clear though. Because how I like to trade the initial balance is that we take a break below or above or whatever, and then we come back into the initial balance range. I like to wait for a 5-minute close before I go long or short. This would have been tricky. Technically, we closed in initial balance at 502 after we rejected, and then my stop would have been a close below. Like if we went back below initial balance low, I would have and closed, then I would have definitely exited the trade. But you took some heat. If you 20 points of heat. So yeah, this is a little can be a little scary unless you're just a hyper scalper. So I'm trying not to do today. I did too much of that yesterday. Did anyone check out my hiking video the other day? Thinking about doing some more of that vlog style. Of course, I was a newbie and didn't know that I had to turn my phone horizontally to get a full picture on YouTube. I'm definitely a noob when it comes to this stuff. I mean, I'm someone that's never had a Twitter or TikTok or any of that stuff, and now I have all of it. I mean, I think I've taken like one selfie in my life. So is NASDAQ V-bottoming here, or are we going to just come back here, test the VWAP, and then head back down lower? See what ES is doing. ES is not really doing much. I mean, it is. I mean, it's, I don't know, 45 point range or so. Opening range. It looks so weird next to this FOMC, it's hard to even... These are 30-minute candles here. So one thing I did tell myself if I'm going to live stream is like I'm not going to trade just because I'm on stream. I'm not going to force trades or things like that. So we made a good trade this morning. On the YM. It would have hit our full take profit. I got scared. To be honest with you, I think I got scared because I was on stream. Not. And I think mental exhaustion from yesterday. Sometimes I trade the best when I just don't give a shit. You know, when I have that F it attitude and I'm just like, you know, just go for it. That's the other thing that Tom Hugard talks about in this book a lot is that, you know, you could have a large account even in a personal account. So say you have like $100,000 account, right? You know, he'll talk about, he's like, what's the point of like just trading one micro on a $100,000 account? I'm not saying like, you know, risk all your money, but if you have a $10,000 account, you should be trading $10,000 worth of contracts. And that's what he does. You know, he puts in, I mean, he obviously has a 6-figure account, and then he's risking $100 a point when he live trades. I think I think he does $100 a YM point and $200 an NQ point. which is nutty. It's crazy. I can't wrap my brain around that right now. I mean, I just recently started trading minis on my personal account again. I tend to just trade better when I trade minis. I don't overtrade as much on the personal. If I'm trading micros and I'm, scalping and doing things like that, then I'll overtrade if I'm trading micros. So it's kind of a bit of a bear flag pattern in the 5 minute. I mean, it's pretty massive, but or at least my version of a bear flag. I think other people have their own versions, but I'm definitely still bearish biased today. I mean, kind of looks. These are still pretty big candles for 5 minute candles. But I wonder if we can break this trend line here going up, this flag pattern. I definitely think we could sweep the lows pretty quickly, but it's also not totally uncommon to, even though this is a pretty big range, to kind of compress after a big move like we had yesterday. I mean, you'll see it a lot even on the big move up days. So it looks like we're breaking this trend line here. I feel like looking at this on a smaller time frame would probably work out better. Let's try it 3 minute. So you can see 3 minute looks different. For sure. Yeah, we're definitely breaking that line, so if I was to go short here, then you would have to place a stop way up here, and it is just crazy to me. Looks like it's going to pay off. So we're paper trading this in the mind. See if we break the lows here. I mean, this is the overnight low right here, and we haven't even tested it yet. Rejected right back off initial balance low. Massive rejection too, I mean. That would have been a nice scalp. Probably could have got an easy 20 points out of that. But, like I said, where do you place your stop? On the 5 minute, you know? Way up here. Look at that rejection. That's 50. That's a 50-point bounce off the initial bounce low. I have a feeling you're gonna see a lot of people that made a lot of money scalping this market, and then you're gonna see a lot of blown accounts. It's gonna be one of those days. Because what people are probably gonna oversize and get smoked. I mean, if you were trading one mini, you know, that's $1,000 that just bounced. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm not really feeling this this NQ market. YM, we already took the initial balance trade. The aggressive school run trade. And yeah, we didn't make any trades on the NQ. I'm not really kicking myself, but I mean, my little NQ setup did work today. It worked very nicely. It would have been a massive stop loss though, so I'm not that upset about it. But yeah, we took a nice trade in the Dow this morning and made $1,000 in the personal account. So that pays for a bunch of evaluations that I blew yesterday, and we got this evaluation, Tradeify evaluation up, and this was a gold trade last night with just 3 micros. Something that I'm looking to trade over the overnights, but please hit the like button on your way out. Helps me out, helps the channel out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, all that good nonsense. I appreciate you guys in the chat, Prelim, Fred, all you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Stay safe. Don't do anything dumb. And I'll catch you guys later.